Hello everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku daily analysis for gold for Tuesday, July the 14th. Well, the first time frame uptrend has continued today. We still have a higher high and a higher low, and you have a series of higher highs and higher lows, and this is an upswing in a market that's trending down in the second time frame. It's first time frame retracement of the previous second time frame downswing. So if we look at the peaks and troughs, we have a peak, a trough, a peak, a trough. So we had a second time frame downtrend in place there, and we still have a series of lower peaks and lower troughs, and there's potential for this high of the current candle to be another swing high peak in the second time frame. So what we should be looking for is for the low of the current candle to be taken out for a new first time frame downtrend, which will be the beginning of a new downswing in the second time frame downtrend. So this second time frame downtrend is the tide that will carry everything down. We have rallies against the second time frame downtrend, and then when we see candles like this, it's a very good signal to be ready for the second time frame downswing to begin on its way. So there's very strong potential for this market to sell off. Now, just looking at the candle itself, it has a very small body, so the size of the body has decreased quite dramatically, which means that the bulls have made very little net gain for the day, and it has a long shadow or a long wick on either end, and that's what we call a spinning top candle. So a very, very indecisive candle. The previous day's trading was quite bullish, very large body green candle, quite bullish, and closed up towards the high, but all of the bullishness has disappeared. There's no bearishness in this market at the moment, though. So that's why we need confirmation of a new first time frame downtrend. But what this candle tells us is that there's a lot of indecision in this market. Now, interestingly, if we look at where the market traded to today, it traded right to the bottom of the Kumo, or the cloud. And we know that the cloud will act as an area of support or resistance, and in this case, the bottom of the cloud has acted as an area of resistance. The market tried to trade up there, and it sold off. Not a very decisive sell-off, though, because the bears weren't strong enough to change the way that this candle looks. They weren't strong enough to trade the market down at the lows and close it at the lows. So that's why the low of the current candle there becomes important. So resistance, and we also know that when the cloud, the top or the bottom of the cloud turns flat, it's a very, very strong attractor of price action. So there could be a chance that this cloud will attract the price action once again. And we have a long period here where the price action can be attracted to this cloud. Now, if we do sell off down here, we have this strong area of support that we highlighted, and we saw over the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days that the market tried to trade down through that level, which is at 905. Tried to trade down there. Buyers came in, buyers came in, buyers came in, buyers came in strong enough to push the market up into a new first time frame uptrend and continue on its way for a fairly short period of time. So if the market does trade down there, it's a very, very strong area where we'd expect support. We need a strong close down below there for the market to sell off down to the next area of support around 880, but it has to be a very strong close down below there. If we look at our other Ichimoku indicators, the Tenkan-sen is basically pointing flat, and the price action has been attracted back towards it. But if we look at the Kijun-sen is pointing down strongly. It shows that the market has had some very strong downside momentum, and that reflects this very strong move here. Now, that could be quite significant, that we had a very, very strong down move here. If we've got a lot of momentum in the market here, and we have a very indecisive retracement back of this strongly momentous down move, then we'd expect that this retracement will end fairly shortly, and then the greater tide of the second time frame downtrend will continue the market down on its way. So there's every chance that we will have take out the low of the current candle, but we need to be aware of this support down here.